What's going on, everyone? This is Smitty here, and in this video, talking about how the player movement, basically 2K needs to get rid of the two-man animation sequences. This is something that I've went on about for numerous years in regards to this game. Yeah, the animations look great. Yes, they add a lot of new, nice-looking animations and animations to try and depict every single situation and circumstance and that could happen in a basketball game. But the problem is when you add like this here, it's contradicting with it's clashing with the player movement aspect that they put in the game this year. Now, as you just seen here, like I'm playing with the Raptors going up against the Bucks. Look what happens. The player movement is taken away and I'm losing control. I'm put into this two-man sequence. Now, I wanted to go up for a dunk, but they forced that outcome. So it goes away from me having control. They're trying to give us more control with player movement and all these animations, but we're still losing control because you have these kind of governed sequences. It needs to be separate. It needs to be what Middleton does versus what I'm trying to do. Him try and stop me, I try, whether I'm going for a layup, a dunk, a Euro step, whatever. And he needs to be able to stop me accordingly, or try to stop me accordingly, based off of what it is that I try to do offensively. Instead, you take that whole chess match element out, and you have these scripted sequences. Once again, here's another instance. Now, just showing it to you in regular speed. I got Terrence Ross here. Now, watch. Based off of the player movement that's in the game, where he's at position-wise, he's not in position to stop me. But they're going to trigger, this governed sequence, and they're going to make me lose in this instance. Now, you saw how I went up and they made me throw it off the glass with DeRozan, and it didn't make sense in that sequence. They make me go up, instead of going up for the dunk, they make him try to do this makeshift layup, and he just lightly flips the ball off the glass. Now, as you've seen here with Terrence Ross, you have the motion shifting and everything to get the sequence in place, and then you see him basically, instead of him throwing it at the basket or trying to attempt to throw it down at all and just throw the ball at the rim, he just basically drops it off to Henson. He drops it off to the opposition. You see what I mean? We need to get rid of that. It needs to be about what it is that I do, or what it is that I'm trying to do, versus what is the defender going to try and do to stop me, and get rid of these governed sequences. Because these governed sequences take away from the game. Just like, I had a discussion on Twitter about it with OG, and I shown him how, the game is governed when you talk about crossing people over. The game is governed. Those ankle breaker sequences are for the most part, they're completely governed sequences. In terms of the way players react, it's mainly governed. And it needs to go away from that. We need the player movement to shine. We need the features that were added to the game this year to take center court, instead of a lot of these governed outcomes. And yes, do they look nice? Yes. But at the same time, though, I'm losing control, and it becomes more of a dice roll type gameplay outcome, instead of it being based off of positioning, footwork, skill, etc. So as you guys see this last play, this is how it needs to become. This is how it needs to be. You saw I went up for the dunk, he went up for the block, and I won in that case. It could have went either way, but here there's no scripted animation sequence. I got the ball, I wanted to go up for the dunk, and I went up for it accordingly, and he was in position to try and make a play, but he didn't make the play in that case. That's what we need to see going forward. So let me know what you guys think about this, and I'll be back with more vids. Take care, y'all. Peace. Tune in every Thursday night for Sim Standard Radio, featuring myself, Sim F-Ball Critic, and Azure Effect. The call-in number is listed there on screen, and the link to our show is in the description below.